Have you ever looked at your change and thought, maybe this coin is worth something? What if I told you that a regular old nickel from 1965 could actually be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Some nickels from 1965 are super rare, and collectors will pay big money to get their hands on them. Now before you go running to your piggy bank, here's what you need to know. The 1965 Jefferson nickel is not rare by itself. In fact, the U.S. Mint made millions of them, over 136 million. That means most of them are only worth 5 cents. But there are some special versions that are really hard to find, and those are the ones that can bring in the big bucks. First, let's talk about what the coin looks like. On the front, you'll see a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third U.S. president. On the back is his home, Monticello. The design was made by an artist named Felix Schlag back in 1938, and it stayed the same for many years. The coins from 1965 look just like the ones before and after it, but there's something important missing. There's no mint mark. That's because in 1965, the U.S. Mint decided to remove mint marks from coins. They did this from 1965 to 1967 because people were hoarding coins with certain mint marks, thinking they'd be valuable later. So, to stop that, the mint made coins without any mint marks at all. That's why you won't see a little D for Denver or S for San Francisco on your 1965 nickel. But even without mint marks, some of these coins are still crazy valuable. So what makes a 1965 nickel worth so much? There are 3 main things to look for: condition, full steps, and special mint set, SMS, coins. Let's start with condition. This just means how nice the coin looks. A coin that's all scratched up or worn down isn't going to be worth much. But a coin that looks shiny and brand new, that can bring in more money. Some collectors only want coins that are in mint state, meaning they look like they just came from the mint. These coins are graded using a number system, and the best ones are graded MS60 to MS70. If your 1965 nickel is graded MS66 or MS67, it could be worth hundreds, even over $1,000. But there's something even more special. Something called full steps. If you flip your nickel over and look at Monticello, focus on the steps in front of the building. On most coins, the steps are blurry or faded. But on some coins, you can see every single step clearly. That's called a full steps coin. These are much harder to find, because the coin had to be struck perfectly at the mint. A 1965 nickel with full steps in high grade can sell for $3,000 or more at auction. That's right, $3 grand for a nickel. Then there's something called the special mint set, or SMS. In 1965, the mint didn't make proof sets like they usually did. Instead, they made these special sets of coins with a matte or satin finish. They weren't meant for everyday use, they were made just for collectors. The nickels in these SMS sets look a bit different. They're not super shiny like proof coins, but they also aren't dull like circulated coins. If you find one of these, and it's in great shape, it could be worth hundreds, sometimes even over $1,000, depending on its condition. Now, there are also some rare errors that happened at the mint. These are called fold-over errors or off-center strikes, where the coin didn't get pressed the right way. These are super rare, and collectors love them. If you ever find a coin that looks weird, like it's bent or the design is off-center, don't throw it away, it could be an error coin worth big money. Some of these error nickels from 1965 have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. You might be wondering, how do you know if you have one of these special nickels? First, grab a magnifying glass or a coin loop. Look at the steps on Monticello. Can you count 5 or 6 full, clear steps? If yes, that could be a full steps nickel. Next, check the condition of the coin. Does it look clean and sharp, or is it all scratched up? If it's shiny and clean with no wear, you might have a mint state coin. Lastly, if you bought a set of coins from 1965 that came in a special package, you might have an SMS coin. If you think your coin might be valuable, it's a good idea to get it graded by a professional company like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you exactly what condition it's in and if it has full steps. A graded coin can sell for a lot more money because collectors trust the grade. Let's go over some real numbers. A normal 1965 nickel that's been used is only worth about 5 to 15 cents. A really nice one, graded MS65, might be worth around $10. But a full steps coin, in MS66, has sold for $3,840 at auction. Some have even reached values close to $5,000. And if it's an SMS nickel in perfect condition, that can be worth over $1,000 too. So yeah, there's some serious money hiding in your change jar. But remember, most 1965 nickels are not worth more than a few cents. The valuable ones are rare, but they are out there. Coin collectors are always looking for the best examples, perfect strikes, full steps, special finishes, and rare errors. So next time you get change from the store, take a closer look at that nickel. It might be just 5 cents, or it could be your next big payday. Keep your eyes open, check those coins, and you just might strike it rich with something that looks completely ordinary. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in plain sight, hit that like button and subscribe. Who knows, maybe the next rare coin is already in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting.